allow the safe and smooth mobility of the vehicles. And the ill effects of the poorly maintained road is also that the aggravate the isolation, poverty, poor health, and illiteracy in the rural communities, because the poorly maintained road will provide the restraints in the smooth movement of the society. So it should be avoided. Further, we will say why we are required the regular maintenance, because the road users improve accessibility to the important facilities. It improves the comfort, speed, and safety of the road users. It lowers the vehicle operating costs. Yes. Therefore, the road improvement and the maintenance must be allowed or followed by a well-planned program for achieving all these benefits. Is there any problem? I presume that there is no problem. I will proceed further. What is the road maintenance? It is the way to preserve the road asset, but certainly not to upgrade it. It maintained must be done regularly. It comprises of the activity to keep pavement, shoulders, slopes, drainage facility, and all other structures and properties within the road margins as near as well as possible to their as constructed or renewal condition. It includes the minor repairs and improvements to eliminate the cause of defects and to avoid excessive repetition of maintenance efforts. For management and operational convenience, road maintenance is categorized as routine, periodic, or urgent. What is the need to incorporate the road maintenance into project or network strategies? So these are some points which will be kept in mind when you will decide the need. So it is required to ensure that road maintenance is not neglected. There is a need to incorporate it into the project and sector strategies. Required concept of road network management, road maintenance management system, and road asset management system. And you will see this from this graph. This graph will show how your payment or road assets will deteriorate with the service life. If we are taking the time on the x-axis and the deterioration condition on y-axis, then the graph will follow this route. Is there any problem to any participants?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So you will see from here, from this graph, the first portion, this portion is meant that we can adopt the preservative methods in which the road condition is not bad and it is still in good condition. So to maintain the good condition in good, we should adopt the provide the proactive treatments to preserve the road assets. If it will deteriorate, then in response to the damages or deterioration, we will apply the reactive maintenance methods, which is the general practices adopted in our country so far, because at the moment we are not using the preservative maintenance treatment methodology in true sense. Somewhere it is used, but it is not used in the true sense in which these preservative maintenance activities should be provided on our assets to maintain them in good condition. We are always concerned whenever we are always concerned to repair the already happened damages. So we are not acting in a proactive manner. We are acting after the happening of the damages, and we repair the damages, restore it in the previous condition or as far as to the near original condition, and keep it in traffic worthy condition so that the road users may not feel any inconvenience in their mobility or and safety. If the road condition further deteriorate, and it will require the major rehabilitations in the form of the strengthening either to the payments or the bridges, then this activity is a very costly activity and it should be avoided. And if it is further deteriorated, then we left no no option but to reconstruct it. So this is the entire philosophy how we can react on the basis of the condition of the assets, either it is a payment or bridges. If it is good, so then we certainly keep it in good condition after acting in a proactive manner and adopting the preventive maintenance technologies. If there is damage, if it is a minor damage, then we will restore it to the original condition. If there is a bigger damage, then obviously you need to incur the extra money to restore the facility in original condition or in traffic worthy condition, whatever it may be, it entirely depends upon the road condition, how much the damage will take place. Now we will see what is the asset management. What is the meaning of the asset management? Asset management is a systematic process of maintaining, upgrading, and operating physical assets in cost-effective manner. It combines the sound business practices and economic theory and provides tools to facilitate a more organized, logical approach to decision making. Thus, asset management provides a framework for handling short and long range planning maintenance. So, generally, it is a very systematic approach, and so far, we are working in a half-hearted manner on this field in ministry or in NHI. The NHI has already engaged a agency for the asset management, but still there is a long way to go and adopt the maintenance practices in a systematic or institutional manner in true sense so that all the principles of the asset management can be applied to maintain the road assets in more in safe and more convenient way in which the road users can feel the comfort, safety, and smooth mobility. You will notice that our existing infrastructure is already aging. Therefore, condition of the existing infrastructure is not good, and it will require the systematic planning for addressing all the existing issues in the existing infrastructure. Due to the increased demand for better roads, bridges, sidewalks, lights, improved sewer and water systems from the Mr. Patel, you will mute your sound. Mr. Darshika Patel. Okay. So there is a need for the higher standards for safety and health to address the concerns of the environmental protection, to comply with the existing regulations, and to address the concerns of the ever growth, ever increasing growth, either in terms of vehicles or increased facility. So all these requirements will necessitate that we should go a systematic asset management system, and for that we maintain our assets in cost effective manner. Otherwise, we are not able to maintain the our assets neither economically nor to address all concerns of the road users. What are the different asset management systems? Includes
Sir,
the
slides are not visible, sir.
what is not visible?
Sir, slides are not visible, sir. Slides.
Slides are not visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now it is visible. It is visible or not?
Not, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, I will try. What is the issue? Stop sharing.
I think you have to select the presentation mode, sir.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now we discuss what are the different asset management systems. So on the basis of the components of the highway assets, we divide them or classify them. So there are bridge management system, payment management system, congestion management system, maintenance management system, intermodal management system, safety management system, road sign management or signal management. So there are various types of the management systems, but these are all the activities wise classification. These are the component wise classification. Now we consider what are the benefits of the asset management. If we are adopting the practices of the asset management, then it will facilitate the establishment of a policy objective and related measurement of performance. It avoids the problems and potential crises. It provides better and consistent levels of services for public. It reduces the life cycle cost. It allows for the better decision regarding resource allocation. It reduces the risk to road users, increase the safety of mobility on the highways. It allows for the more effective financial planning. It leads to more efficient data management, and it results in positive institutional changes in the system so that we can keep our road asset in good condition besides maintaining them in good condition. Now you may have some idea about the various types of the asset management system. So for transportation asset management system, it is an ongoing process of maintaining, upgrading, and operating the physical assets in a cost-effective manner based on a continuous physical inventory and condition assessments through various surveys, either through the visual survey or with the help of some testing arrangements, whatever it may be. So you will collect the inventory and condition assessments data from the field surveys and adopt the policy of the asset management to keep or maintain or upgrade or operate the physical assets in cost effective and user convenience manner. Now we come to the what is the payment management system. Payment management in its broadest sense encompasses all activities in payment. It's a set of tools or methods that assist in the decision makers to find the optimum strategy for providing and maintaining the payments in a serviceable condition over a given period of time. Generally, in our country, this given period is about 10 years, and because we are after in maintenance, we are generally kept the service life of the further 10 years. We keep or manage the road asset in such a condition that they will serve the purposes for next 10 years. So these are the highway facilities which are maintained. It includes the payments, bridges, or roadsides elements of the highway and traffic control devices. So there are four main components of any highway system or facility. So all these four components should be maintained, and there are some operational functionality of all these facilities. So it will require the planning, design, construction, condition, evaluation, and maintenance, and improvement or upgradation of any facility to meet the increasing demands of the services. And for this, you need to adopt the service objective. What is the service objective? It depends upon the level of the service, the condition of the assets, safety requirements. Cost obviously is a very important criteria to decide how much the upgradation or service addition or maintenance levels should be maintained. And there are some socio-economic factors or socio-economic benefits of the facility accrued uh, on account of the uh, maintained facility. So it also be kept in mind, and of to carry out all these activities, obviously you need the data management in the, or you will process all the collected data For any asset management system, there are some essential components, and these essential components are the part of a good management system. So it includes the what is the location or asset reference. It includes the data collection devices, prepare the databases, and a tools or processing unit to take the decision and to implement through the management information. And in this, you will collect the location or asset referencing data, asset inventory data, a centralized database, or after the obtaining or maintaining the centralized database, you need to processing all the data collect data and analysis them to conclude some decision through the a decision matrices and to take the appropriate decision for maintaining the asset or facility in good condition, depending upon the level of services, importance of the highways, or socio-economic requirements, and of course, last, the availability of the fund. And if the fund availability is not enough, then you prioritize the repair or maintenance as per the other parameters, and thereafter as per the available funds you will take the action to maintain the entire assets in traffic worthy condition. So this is another pictorial representation how the data collection will be collected and put into the central database. So you need to collect all the data pertaining to asset inventory system, and also on the basis of the location or asset referencing system, you need to collect all the data. After collecting the data, you need to analysis or process all the data and then generate the reports either in the form of the graphics or the along with the GIS mapping system or geotech system, and to take the appropriate actions for the maintenance of the assets. So in the road location or asset referencing system, you will collect the data pertaining to geographic location in terms of latitude or longitude, and after or through the referencing system, reference them on the basis of the highway numbers, kilometer changes, or left right direction of the traffic. All these data have been collected, or in case of bridges, what are the location of the component, distressed component with respect to the remaining section, remaining structure. So all these data the assets. For example, which part of the bridge or which part of the payment which affected. All these data should be collected so that you should know the extent, severity, location, depth, and under the road asset inventory system, you need to collect the data which identify the assets or distresses in the assets you need to collect the basic inventory details, either dimensional details, structural details, or their connection details. So all these data should be collected. What is the width, what is the depth, what is the level, what are the length. So all these data dimensional details, or what is the component, what is the location of the component, which component, name of the component, all these data should be collected. And thereafter, on the basis of the these collection, you will beyond a certain acceptable point or crosses the trigger point to take the action. So you should need to collect all these data, and after assessments, you will prepare a preliminary estimation for the treatment or for the repair. So in the central database, besides the previous collecting the previous information, you also need to include some more information with respect to equipments available for the repairing, permits required for the construction activities or repair activities. What are the congestion details or traffic details? What are the volume of the traffic disturbed during the maintenance period, and what is the condition of the payment, how we can keep it for the, what is the remaining life of this payment, and how much quantum of the maintenance is required to keep the payment in traffic worthy condition, what are the maintenance activities are required, how much they will take the time to complete or to maintain the facility, what is the revenue required to maintain the facility, and what is the, if there is something happening to the bridges, then with the help of the bridge management system, you all these data should be collected, and estimation for the uh, completion of all these maintenance activities are required. So you should go to the finance wing to take the approval of all these estimates, maintenance estimates, subject to the that during the maintenance, you, after the maintenance, facility should be in a condition that it should serve the purpose in a safe manner after keeping the safety of the road users, and there is no failure of the facility after maintenance. So these points should be kept in mind, and obviously the maintenance activity should be carried out through a contract system, and what are the material requirements for the maintenance system. So all these requirements or all these considerations should be taken in considered form to take the appropriate decision for maintaining the existing facility in good condition. If you carried out the maintenance facility of any facility developed on the basis of the grant given by the external agencies like World Bank or ADB or something else. So in that way, you need to adopt the SDM4 to maintain the activities, and for the SDM4, these are the some considerations. All these considerations should be in place in proper manner, and you analysis the, you first of all assess the condition of the asset, prioritize for the maintenance activities, and take an appropriate decision as per the SDM4, and then maintain them as per the protocols decided by the external agencies from time to time. So these are the basic structure of the SDM4 system. on the basis what are the you will see here that you need to collect the data of the from the road network. Also, you have an idea about the traffic flow on your road. What are the different components of roads are available, or what is the type of the facility you have, and what is the SDM configuration depending upon the maintenance levels you want. So all these details should be put in the module to derive the maintenance decision. The overall objective is that in each and every condition, the highway asset should be in a condition that it should be safe and in traffic worthy condition for the road users. This is the objective. To achieve this objective, you will take the appropriate decision. So there are some of the parameters which may need to collect all this information required for the management systems based either in a most raw condition or on the basis of the HDM4, whatever it may be. So moisture classification. So these are the some categories of the moisture classification. One is arid, semi-arid, subhumid, humid, or pre-humid. And these are the descriptions. These are the moisture indexes levels and annual precipitation of the rainfall. So according to which you can say these are the inputs to the HDM4. So on the basis of these inputs, the HDM4 analysis based on the software and work out the maintenance strategy or to select help in the selection of the appropriate maintenance strategy for your asset. Similarly, the temperatures are classified as per the temperature range of the site. So these are the relationships used in the HDM4 to calculate the how the cracks width or its propagation will take place. So these are some of the details which will be collected, and all these details once prepared and the HDM4 modules will be provided, then you will generate the reporting modules and present the inventory information, present the analysis results either in the form of the graphics, tables, or maps. Maps means condition mappings, either in the crack mapping or damage mapping, whatever the damage is, all these. So this is a pictorial representation in which we plot the diagram for the roughness property on the basis of the HDM4. So here the roughness has been measured in IRI, internal irrigation system average, and these are the values occurring in different years. So you will see here that the payment condition as the time will pass, the payment condition is deteriorating. I will keep these information, this data to you for study. And now we will come to the RIS. Road Inventory Survey. So this is the data processing for the required format in the road information survey. So we will collect the data from the georeferencing system using the georeferencing system to collect the data of the inventory and condition data. We will also collect the data about the traffic. Socio-economic data is also collected, and all these data should be processed through the GIS tagging systems. And also, besides all these data, we also need to collect the proper sheets, road network systems, data from the DPRs, whatever happening in the past, or thematic map data. All these data should be collected and processed to analyze, and thereafter finally we will prepare the maintenance strategy to work out the maintenance treatment, select the maintenance techniques, and all these exercises should be done with a single objective so that we can keep our facility in good condition. So these are some of the other components of the IDF4 system. You will see here that this is a traffic management, payment management, asset management, bridge management, toll management, accident management, environment management, performance management, and document management. So all for each such management type, you need to collect the data and process them to generate the analysis reports. So this is a general arrangements for a generic road asset management process. What are the components, how they will work? So for the starting points, you will decide what is your goals, objective, and policies. What are the inventory available of the highway network to you? Thereafter, you, with the help of the surveys or testings, you need to assess the condition of the existing infrastructure facility. Then, what is the traffic or demand requirements to for which the facility will serve their intended purposes, and what are the aspirational requirements of the road users, either in the form of increased level of service or for the how much the speed or safety available on the facility for their movements. So all these demands, aspirational demands, you will select the level of the service. Thereafter, you need to calculate what performance or what durability is required for your facility, and what are the remaining service life is required. Accordingly, the planning should be done. And what are the criteria, acceptability criteria, on the basis of which you accept that up to that level of the distress I can accept, or up to that level of the no distress I can accept the facility, or up to that point I will accept. Otherwise, you need to further repair it so that we can reach up to an acceptable limits. And all these, obviously, the if the fund availability is less, then we prioritize the different sections of the highway in the priority as per the priority index or something else. You take the appropriate decision for a particular highway section. Take the and obviously in this process you will take some risk, because if you left the any deteriorated section of the highway without any maintenance, then the rate of the deterioration will increase, and it certainly the existing condition of the, we are allowing the existing condition to deteriorate further, and obviously it will increase the future fund requirement for the repair. And all these exercise also depends how much time are allocated to complete the maintenance activity, so that the facility should be put into the service of the public as soon as possible without any further inconvenience to the your users. All these goals should be kept in mind to assess the entire process of the maintenance program. So this is the academic representation of the curve. If we increase the standard of the facility, then road user cost should go down, but the maintenance cost of the agency will increase. And this is the total cost of the society. It includes the cost of the user as well as cost of the agency for the upgradation or maintenance of the facility. You will see here, so there is a one level at which the total cost is minimum. So we should always try our best to achieve this point. Unnecessary increasing the standards beyond certain points will unnecessary increasing the maintenance or upgradation cost as well as, so this should be avoided. Though this slide will give a recap of the entire management process, how the asset management plans will work. So obviously the step one includes the inventorization. What do you own? Where it is located? What is its worth? Then step two, condition assessment. What is the existing condition and what is the remaining service life? Step three, infrastructure deficit. What is the deferred investment backing? Step four, current and future needs. What are the requirements of the service levels and how much investment is needed to maintain it, and what are the funding strategies available to the authorities to take the decision. Step 5, decision tool. It will consider all the available options in view of all these data collected up to step 4 and analysis them, and keeping in view the life cycle cost analysis and performance requirements, durability requirements, take the appropriate decision. And if the fund is not available to uh, maintain the entire highway network in one go, then obviously then you prepare a priority ranking depending upon the some decision matrices under step 6 and decide what are the first candidate to get the repair, what are the remaining candidates for which we can defer the repair at the moment. We will keep it in the next time or next cycle of the repair maintenance, and in this way the asset management plan will work. So this is another way to keep in the nutshell asset inventory system, in which you will identify the assets included, collect the inventory of the basic characteristics, assess the asset condition, and estimate the asset age or remaining service life. And what are the assets? Roads, bridge, buildings, equipment, skilled staffs. So you will maintain all these assets. So this is workable. This is a specific road asset management system. So now we are coming to the our specific issue of the highway asset management system instead of the generic asset management system discussed so far. So under a highway management system or road asset management system, generally we are including the road maintenance management system, bridge management system, and including all other structures, interchanges, flyovers, underpasses. We will also include the road furniture works, payment markings, toll plaza, safety devices, arboricultures, or wayside amenities. So for the road asset management systems, you need to have the minimum essential objects, which includes the good computer network, well-equipped lab, network survey vehicles, falling weight deflectometer, weigh in motion devices, portable static weighting scales, pump.
If you are not the host, enter the numeric meeting password followed by pound.
Portable traffic counters, come classifiers, other equipments, software to analysis the data for the maintenance and rehabilitation, budgeting and other future needs, computerized bridge inspection system and other related equipments, computerized equipments for maintenance and rehabilitation, motivated and well-trained manpower to accomplish all these activities without which we cannot complete or achieve the goals of the asset management system. All these essentials should be in possession to carry out the or to complete the process of the asset management system. For enhancing the effectiveness of the road management system, you can keep the or generate the national data center, having the details of the state capital data center or in which the state capital data center, the data should be collected from the district data centers and then taluka data centers. So in this way, you keep and collect all the data centers starting from the taluka, then district, then state, and come to the national level to have a database for the entire road network in the country. So this is a future plan. This way, you will keep the details of the national highway, state highway, or rural roads. So under the road asset management system, obviously the location reference, inventory, road condition, traffic, etc. data is collected, financial data, geospatial data, planning data, network policies, work standards or specification details, model default data, model calibration data, investment or study results, etc. All these data should be collected and then strategic analysis or on the basis of the existing policy requirements or framework the carried out and thereafter the work program should be prepared in which the project should be evaluated either on the project level or the network performance analysis or network level through the network program performance analysis. In this way, you will prepare the asset reports either in tabular forms, distance chart, time charts, summary graphs, maps, and thereafter you will generate the investment analysis reports and address the custom queries of the clients, and then you will generate the road asset performance reports. So for generation of all these reports and to carry out all these analysis, so all these basic principles of the network strategy, research, programs, evaluation, maintenance, philosophies, or any policy of the department should be kept in mind. In the same way, for a treatment system, these are the components and how it will work. So this slide will show or exhibit the entire process or entire all the basic components which are involving in the entire process of bridge management system. So first of all, under the bridge asset data, there are the three components. Obviously, it will include the location reference, bridge inventory system, bridge condition, and traffic details, financial data, planning data, network policies or work standards specification requirements. So all these data should be collected to and analysis can be done, processing can be done of the data to work out the programs of the maintenance, either on the basis of the project or the network. And thereafter you generate the asset reports based on all these basic issues, basic concerns of the client. So to this, the asset management principles or asset management details are finished. Now come to our another section of this lecture. So here we will see how the condition survey and rating can be done for the flexible payments. You will see the flexible payment consists a subgrade at the bottom, above it a granular subbase layer, above it base layer, then the bituminous layers. So these are the basic composition of any flexible payment system. So one or more layer can be added or deleted from this general composition depending upon the requirements or choice of the designer. So here you will see we are considering the only the wearing cord. There are three types of the wearing cord are shown in this slide. One is dense graded, another is open graded, third one is gap graded. Generally, we are adopting the dense graded and it includes the BC, bituminous concrete or stone mastic asphalt. Open graded means open graded friction cords or GFC generally are not used so far in a greater length. It is somewhere are used in a very small lengths, and grape-aided mixes are also used in a very small lengths. So generally, we are limiting our scope to this dense-graded layers. So this is a usual gradation charts for the various types of the gradation, type of the mix gradation requirements. So I left it to you for the study because it is only academic test. If you have interest, then you may study it and see. I will skip it. As we see previously, the starting of the lecture, that the asset will deteriorate with time. So here, the payment is also deteriorating with time under the effects of combined influences of the traffic loads and the environment. And obviously, besides the main carriageway, the damaging will also take place in the shoulder portion, and there may be damages in the drainage facility of the and highway or payment system. So attention should be required to address all these damages happening either in the main carriageway system or in the shoulder or in the drainage facility of the payments, so that the payment will not deteriorate further. And although we have already discussed what is the benefit, discuss here what are the benefits of the regular and timely maintenance of the payments. It will reduce the rate of deterioration and improve the service life of the road or useful life of the road. It will reduce the vehicle operating cost. It will reduce the rate of accidents. It keep the traffic roads in traffic worthy conditions or workable in all weathers. It will reduce the pollution by reduced fuel consumption of the vehicles. It can save a lot in the budgetary expenditure of the highway authorities, either in the form of the repair, rehabilitation, or reconstruction activities. If you are adopting the regular maintenance or timely maintenance, certainly they will increase the ERR HI as 15 to 20%, depending upon the category of road and traffic volume of flying on the road. And obviously, they can defer the demand for the further rehabilitation or future different rehabilitations, which is which otherwise is far more costlier than preventive maintenance. So this slide we have already discussed in the starting of the lecture. So this is just a recapsule here. Let's skip here. Inspection of the payments. Visual inspection of the payment should be carried out to evaluate the existing condition of the payments, and for it, the frequency should be selected in such a way that after at least in every 3 months, the close inspection of the payment is necessary to assess the needs of maintenance of the payments. Inventory and evaluation of the different roads are essential to collect the data on physical features, condition, structural capacity, details regarding CD works and geometries, etc. These slides will give to surface defects, other in the deformation, third one is the cracks, fourth one is the disintegration. Surface defects will take place in the top surface only up to a depth of 50 mm. So these are the surface defects. They are generally not uh, affecting the structural strength or load carrying capability of the pavement, but certainly they will affect the functional deficiency. They will involve the functional deficiencies, and they will obviously they will cause the functional uh, disturbances to the road users. So under this, fatty surfaces, smooth surfaces. Fatty surfaces is the eruption of the bitumen on the top of the road surface. Smooth surfaces are generated on account of the polishing of the aggregates on top surface, streaking, some linings or up and upheaval will be generated. Hungry surfaces are the results in which the fine aggregates are come out from the surface and leaving some pores inside the existing surface. And these pores in the existing surface will allow the further deterioration of the surface, and sometimes in the presence of the water, the potholes they may lead the generation of the potholes. Now come to the another category of the distresses called is deformation, and under this category, first one is the rutting. Rutting means the settlement, shallow settlements or shallow depression under the wheel paths in each lane. So these are the structural damages taking place under the wheel paths, and they affect the structural strength of the pavement, as well as they will cause the unsafe movement of the vehicles. So this, this type of distress should be addressed or attended as early as possible, not only to keep the or restore the condition of the pavement, but also to safeguard the flying of road users, because it is a safety hazard. Flooding is a safety hazard as well. So it should be attended immediately so that there will be no accidents on account of it. Corrugations. Corrugations are the small depressions take place or settlement take place at any location besides the wheel path in the pavement, either on account of and construction issues using the tender mixes or poor compactions or using the soft bitumen, etc. Showing is the eruption of the soft bitumen above the surface on account of the layer slippage. Shallow depression is also happening due to the improper mixes or soft bitumen. Settlement and upheavals are also causing due to the use of the soft bitumen, improper mixes, construction deficiencies, poor compaction, etc. Now come to the third category pertaining to cracks. Hairline cracks. Hairline cracks having the width less than 1 mm, generally happening as a result of environmental influences, including the moisture or temperature. Generally, these are not load associated cracks. These are the non-load associated cracks. So generally, hairline cracks are developed on account of temperature, differential stresses, either due to seasonal variation or daily variation, whatever it may be. All these cracks should be attended so that they will not lead to further progression as well as further deterioration in the payments. Alligator cracks, alligator cracks are the cracks developed. It is a localized distress taking place in the payments in the form of the cracks forming the zigzag pattern like the shapes of available on the top surface of the alligator, and these are the structural associated cracks. They will certainly affect to the structural load carrying capability of the payments, and if the depth of all these cracks is more than 50 mm or 100 mm, then certainly it may lead to the reconstruction of the payments. You cannot arrest these cracks simply by provision of overlay if the crack's depth is more than 100 mm. So you need to replace the entire affected zone, the fresh mix, then only you can repair it. Longitudinal cracks, transverse cracks may take place at any location. So they may lead in future the alligator cracks, or they may be associated to the environmental influences depending upon the situation or type, location, extent, depth, width. You can take the appropriate decisions. Edge cracks generally happening within a zone of 0.5 meter from the edge, and due to the improper support from the shoulders or underneath layers of the top layers, or something else, or proper poor compaction or at the edges. So this type of stresses may take place. It may lead to the cracks as well as broken up of the edges. It should be immediately attended. Shrinkage cracks and are also associated with the environment or thermal cracks or temperature differentials. Reflection cracks is happening. It is a reflection of the cracks taking place in the underneath layers in the above layers. So this is a reflection of the problem happening in the underneath layers to the top layers. So it will be avoided by addressing the issues in the underneath layers. Fourth category pertains to disintegration, and it includes these types of stripping. Stripping means the separation of the aggregates due to the poor adhesion, loss of aggregates, also a causes on account of poor adhesion between them, raveling, the eruption of the fine aggregates, potholes. This is a big depression or settlement taking place on account of various combinations of different distresses, and edge breaking edge should be broken down. As per the IRC, can classify the maintenance in two broad categories. One is preventive maintenance and another is corrective maintenance. Preventive maintenance activities include the repair to potholes, crack sealing, maintenance of shoulders, drainage system, etc. And corrective maintenance includes the patch repair, surface treatment, renewal, and overlays. Preventive maintenance are not adding into the strength of the existing payment structures, but certainly in most of the cases, the corrective maintenance may add to the structural strength of the payment. But These are the definitions as per the IRC, but this is not the correct definition of the preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance are never used to correct a distress. They are always used when the before the onset of the distress. They will defer the distresses, but at the moment we have to adopt the IRC guidelines generally in our works. So therefore, I will go with the definition of the preventive maintenance defined by the IRC, but certainly it is not in line with the international guidelines.
सर ब्रेक कर ले 50 मिनट का सर.
ठीक है, ब्रेक कर लेते हैं. We will meet at around 11:30.
Yes sir, yes sir. Thank you sir. Yes sir.
So as per IRC 82, the maintenance operation are classified in three broad categories. One is routine maintenance. This cover the items such as filling of potholes, repairing of cracks, patch of works, which are undertaken by the routine maintenance. It is also required for pavement markings on the bituminous surface to guide the road users and improve the road safety. Maintenance staff almost throughout the year. Preventive maintenance. The preventive maintenance is performed to improve or extend the functional life of pavement surface while in good condition. This may defer the need of periodic maintenance and rehabilitation. Periodic maintenance, this includes the regular maintenance activities compared to the preventive maintenance activities such as applying a renewal coat, which are required to be carried out periodically at the specified frequency or based upon the condition and performance of the road surface depending upon the category of road, traffic and climatic conditions. Periodic maintenance is also includes the maintenance activities that are performed to attend the distresses such as the major distresses are happening, then you certainly require the strengthening, and the deterioration of the assets is much more beyond the acceptable limits, then certainly it will require the reconstruction of the asset. So as you know that before starting the process of the maintenance, we will need to carry out the payment condition survey and to assess the payment composition or thickness of the payment structure. Then we will collect the data regarding the shoulder, what is the dimension, what is the depth, what is the condition, and what are the writing quality of the payments, what are the different types of the distresses in the form of cracking, deformation, or surface distresses, or other disintegration of the payments. To measure factors which give an idea based on the visual inspection are cracking, leveling, potholes, rut, patching, etc. And we are also collecting the details of the roadside drains. So all these details have been collected through visual inspection to assess the condition of the existing pavement. Nowadays, MORTH has issued the policy circular for the maintenance of the national highways, and under this policy, it was mandated, it becomes a mandatory provision that all the assessments of the payment conditions should be carried out through the network survey vehicle, and on the periodic basis, immediately uh, biannually in a year, first before the monsoon and thereafter after the monsoon. So information on the routine maintenance requirements should be readily available based on the physical condition of the road surfaces. So it need to be decided that whether the preventive or periodic renewal requirements, either on the basis of short-term or long-term maintenance strategies, condition survey are carried out or not at a fixed frequency Thereafter, the desirable that at least two condition survey need to be conducted, one before the monsoon and one after the monsoon. Surveys should be manual or automated depending on the highway category, but as I have already stated that nowadays ministry made it mandatory that all the condition survey of the pavement should be carried out through network survey vehicle in automated manner instead of the manual manner as done before. So payment condition is assessed on the basis of the visual survey data in which the various details of the distresses have been collected, and before that you need to understood the physical distress is identified and a quantitative visual assessment of distress is made by a well experienced or trained person having a team of 3 to 4 people and moving in a vehicle at a speed of 8 to 10 km per hour. It means that network survey vehicle, the speed of the network survey vehicle is not more than 8 or 10 km per hour. And in this way, it will take the details, it will collect the details of the various data. So recording of the distresses need to be done in a performa one already given in IRC 82 and which collects the information about the alligator footing cracking, longitudinal transverse cracking, bleeding, depression, settlement, pothole, patching, leveling, and contracting. So these are the some pictures giving the details of the various cracks. So this is the alligator of fatigue cracking. You will see here that these are the shapes of the alligator markings, and these are the longitudinal cracks along the center line of the pavement. So if the width is more than 0.5 mm, if the width is more than 3 mm, then certainly it may lead to the structural crack. And if it is less than 1 mm, then certainly it is not a structural crack. And between the 1 and 3 mm, you need to assess the condition of the uh, pavement on the basis of the crack length, depth, and location. So these 3 points put together along with the width of the crack will decide the severity of the distress. In the same way, so these are the phenomena of the block cracks because these patterns form a block, and these are the transverse cracks happening along the in the transfer direction. This happening along the traffic movement. This happening normal to the traffic movement, and these are the edge cracks near to the edge. This is the edge. So these are the edge. Generally, it is happening due to the improper support from the shoulder or improper compaction of the underneath layers. It will take and differential settlements of the this joint will take place. It may lead to the such type of cracks, or if the cracks are not attended, then they may lead to the edge breaking. We have already discussed what is the bleeding. Bleeding nothing but eruption of the bitumen on the surface of the road. A continuous repair of potholes or patching is required not only to put the to improve the condition of the road or to make the existing condition in traffic or the condition, but to ensure the safety of the road users so that there will no accident and which take place on account of these potholes. Potholes are very big issue and need to be attended immediately. And nowadays, IRC has already issued a guideline giving the details of the cold mix. So cold mix can be used at any moment, including in the rainy season also, to repair the potholes. Generally, we are habitual to use the hot mixes and wait for the stop of the rain, and then potholes will be repaired. So this delay or deferment of the repairing of the potholes may lead to the severe accidents on the roads, but it may also lead to further deterioration of the roads or bigger size of the potholes. So all these situations should be avoided by the using of the cornice to repair the potholes. As soon as you will see the potholes generation on your road, you immediately attend them with the help of the cornice. And I prefer that every field engineer may keep a bag of cold mix having the shelf life of minimum 6 months in your vehicle whenever you go for the site visit. Use and having the small uh, compacting device and some drilling machines to shape the potholes in the rectangular or square form. And whenever you go for a site visit, then and if you see a pothole in the road, then immediately it will be attended and repaired with the help of the cold mix lying in your vehicle. So by this procedure, you can immediately repair the potholes and thus you improve not only the condition of the road but also avoiding any accident on account of the potholes in the road. So you will see here that potholes are the bowl-shaped formations or depressions or settlements, and they will grow if they are not attended not only in the dimensions but they will go to the deeper. Potholes on the road is a matter of critics. They will cause the accidents on the road. They will increase the repair cost if they are not attended in time. They will repair either by the hot mix or cold mix. There are some other techniques are also available for the repair of the potholes. Cut back, ready to use patching mixes, emulsion based cold mixes, and freshly prepared cold mixes. So I am talking about the emulsion based cold mixes, which you can store in a bag and keep it in your vehicle whenever you go to for a field inspection. Always carry a cold mix bag and apply it to repair the potholes. So these are some of the pictures exhibiting the potholes and the leveling. So this is a how the surface of the how you will prepare the fresh mix, and these are the heating of the existing surface, compacted surface by the plate vibrator. So plate vibrator can also be put in the vehicles, and so all these small equipments can be put in your vehicle. So every junior engineer or assistant engineer or executive engineer, all these three field officials should keep all the equipment devices in their vehicles along with the along with a bag of cold mix, and they will, whenever they will go to the road of their road under their jurisdictions, so they will immediately attend the potholes. This is another picture showing how we can apply a jet patcher machine, and this is the surface after repaired by the jet patcher. How the cold mix in a rectangular gravelled surface can be provided, and how the potholes will be compacted by a ready cold mix. Now come to another, what is preventive maintenance? Preventive maintenance is a plant maintenance activity which decrease the rate of surface deterioration and extend the service life of bituminous pavement. It is a planned strategy of cost-effective treatment of existing roads that prevents the future deterioration and improve the functional condition of the system without contributing to the load carrying capacity of the pavements. So this is one of the important aspects, that preventive maintenance are never meant to increase the load carrying capacity of the pavements. They are simply to address the functional distress issues, to improve the functionality of the pavements. Functionality means smooth road, smooth movement and safe movement. To address, so they will, with this objective of the safe and smooth movement of road users on the roads, the preventive maintenance is exercised to keep good road in good condition. It is a cost effective when provided on a fair to good condition payments. You can disassemble payment preventive maintenance to the roads is nothing, but it is similar to our vehicle maintenance generally happening in after 1 or 2 years. So this is a regular service requirement as you put the regular service requirements of your vehicle on an annual basis. You are not waiting for the damages in your vehicle. Before damaging, you are taking a proactive action and go to the service centers, get the repaired of get the service of your vehicle, come back and use it in a safe manner, and now you have the uh, reliability that your vehicle will not go out during the functional or during the movement or during its use in the future. So in the same, and another example is that you maintain your house, you are not waiting for any damage and then you treat it. Before any damage will take place to your house, you will take the preventive action. You will go for the whitewash or the paintings or something else to keep the good condition of your home in good condition. Similarly, we can adopt the preventive maintenance techniques and treatment strategies to keep the good condition, to keep the good road in good condition. This is the philosophy of the preventive maintenance. It is a cost effective and provided on a fair to good condition payment. The placement of right preventive maintenance treatment at the right time saves payment from leading to poor condition where rehabilitation and reconstruction would be inevitable, not only inevitable but costly also. Preventive maintenance should be selected based on the condition of the existing payments. And I have already said preventive maintenance are never meant to repair the distress. But in a very confused manner, the IRC82 state that preventive maintenance can be applied to repair the distresses. And all these stresses are covered. This is a very confusion state, but in my opinion, preventive maintenance should be used only to keep the good condition or good road in good condition. And we say that after the construction of the payment, preventive maintenance can be used in 3 to 5 years only. And during these 3 to 5 years only, when the preventive maintenance can be used, if sometimes the damages are also take place immediately in the 1 or 2 year also. In that condition, the preventive maintenance cannot be used. First of all, you will treat the stress, and thereafter you will use the preventive maintenance. Because to apply a preventive maintenance technique, the payment should be in structurally sound condition. So if your payment is in structurally sound condition, then you can apply the preventive maintenance. Otherwise, you treat it, maintain it, restore its structural soundness, then you can use the preventive maintenance. The concept of the preventive maintenance is that the deterioration mode can be anticipated, at least partially mitigated before their occurrence. This provides following long-term solutions: improved level of services resulting from improved payment performances, delayed need for rehabilitation and reconstruction, and it can save, of course, the life cycle cost. The guidelines means IRC 82 are meant for to treat the existing distresses, to anticipate the distresses, or to delay the anticipated distresses or prevent them, to take the appropriate treatment for the existing condition, or to improve the existing condition in the traffic worthy condition. Timing of the treatment is selected to get the best results, maximize the performance of the payments after the repairing. So any rehabilitation strategy will comprise the identification of causes of distresses, measurement of distresses, selection of appropriate treatment technique, and timing of the treatment. The treatment may be identified by following attributes: what is the purpose of the treatment, what are the applicability of the treatment, what is the condition of the payment, what is the traffic flying on it, what are the environment factors which are influencing the condition of the payments, what is the surface condition, what are the limitations, what are the construction considerations, what is the expected performance levels, and what are their relative cost effectiveness of different treatment techniques. So on the basis of all these parameters, you should identify and select the treatment technique. Globally, there are many preventive maintenance specifications available and used as preservation techniques, but the proposed research project orient towards those preventive maintenance specifications which are more prevalent and widely used in the country. The details are as below. The crack sealing as per the IRC SP 100 or IRC 82, fog seals IRC SP 100, micro surfacing IRC SP 81, slurry seal IRC SP 81, desiccated bitumen mixes IRC 111. Semi-dense bituminous concrete nowadays are not used on the national highways, but they are still using on the some state highways or MDRs. So for that also you can use the IRC 111. Surface dressing, you can use the IRC as 105 or premix carpet or MSS. So you can use the appropriate IRC guideline. So these are some of the details of the preventive maintenance techniques as per the IRC guidelines. One is fog spray. It is as per the IRCSP. Fog spray, this is IRC SP 100 2014. So this is 100 is missing. You please note down IRC SP 100. So here you can see this is the composition. The fog spray of fog seal has been provided on the top of the surface. Okay. So this is nothing but it is a slight application of diluted bitumen emulsion SS2 or tailor-made to a surfacing to reduce the leveling or enrich dry and weathered surface as a maintenance measure. It improves the waterproofing characteristics of the pavement. It can also prevent the further stone or aggregate loss, regenerate the surface or reduce the rate of oxidation of the bitumen. A smooth surface, it will decrease the roughness of the surface. So fog spray is applied as a maintenance procedure on an existing bituminous surfacing to assist in retaining the aggregates in place, sealing the layer against water ingress, or to rejuvenate the surface when it is showing sign of dryness resulting from the aging or hardening of the bitumen on account of the oxidation of bitumen. This process is sometimes referred as a surface enrichment treatment technique. It is most effective when the layer still has sufficient skid resistance, and the surface texture is such that can penetrate into the layer and not lie on the surface of the aggregates, which may result in pickup of the binder residue and or over skid resistance. Binders used for fog spray are generally either cationic or anionic emulsions. Cationic emulsions are more suited to dilution on site, whereas anionic emulsion should be delivered already in diluted condition for use from the manufacturer. The application rate for a fog spray will be specified by the client or his agent, but it is generally in the range of from 0.8 to 1 liter per square meter of pavement surface, having 50% of emulsion and 50% of water, with the net quantity of bitumen normally not less than 0.25 liter per square meter of surface, pavement surface. Advantage of cold mix. So they cannot lead to the polluting, they are non-polluting process. They require the lesser manpower, increased work here, cold application, eliminates heating, environment friendly, energy conservation, and they will crack filling or sealing, repair of potholes or depressions, repair of surface, aged surface stress in carpet, as bituminous macadam, semi-dense bituminous concrete, micro surfacing, sealing treatment, repair of utility cuts, soil stabilization, recycling, warm mix and half warm mixes. So all these applications. Now come to the periodic renewal maintenance processes. The provision of a surfacing layer at regular intervals of time or at a specified condition to preserve the required salinity levels of the pavement surface to offset the wear and tear caused by traffic and weathering. represent the maintenance needed to prevent deterioration of the payment and to ensure that initial qualities are kept up for the future requirements of traffic during the design life of the payment. Early detection and repair of noticeable distress and defects can prevent a major damage of the surface. The most effective way to plan a renewal program is to carry out periodic inspections of the road surface at suitable intervals in order to assess its condition and need for providing renewal treatments. Visual inspection and actual measurements of the road should be carried out manually or through automated machines. In addition, special inspections are also necessary before and after the rains so as to assess the need of for total repairs, patchings, and other remedial measures required to be carried out either in advance or together with the renewal treatment process. Periodic renewal means that the renewal treatment to be carried out at a fixed or pre-declared decided frequency, since specified frequency irrespective of the road condition is presently not proposed to be renewed. Best way is periodic inspection of the road surface at suitable intervals. Visual inspection and actual measurements should be carried out manually or through automated machines. In addition, special instructions are also necessary before and after the rain so as to assist. So this slide is repeated. For the different practices of the treatments, IRC 14 for OGPC, open graded pins carpet, 110 is for the surface dressing, 111 for the dense graded bitumen mixes, SP 78 for meshes mixed surfacing, SP 79 for stone matrix asphalt, SP 81 for slurry sealant microsurfacing, and SP IRC 107 for bituminous mastic bearing courses. So this slide will give the details about the trigger points, which can suggest that when you will take the action to immediately repair the and attend your highway. So in case of national highway, the condition rating is 2 or less, or the roughness is less than to 2,400, then immediately we will go for the renewal code and we will provide 30 to 40 mm thick bituminous concrete over the surface to address the issues. In case of state highway, it is similar, but in case of MDR or rural roads, then the condition rate may be allowed to deteriorate further and may go up to the condition rating of 1 or roughness go up to the 4,000. For urban roads, the condition rating is 2, but the roughness may go down to 2,600 instead of 2,400 in case of NH or 2,800 in case of SH. So you will see the difference between these three, national highway, state highway, and urban roads. The difference is only in the roughness requirements. So these are three roughness requirements. Condition rating will be same too, but the roughness requirements are different. So how you can plan the maintenance activities? it depends upon the what is the existing physical condition of the existing payment surface and what is the structural capacity of the existing payments. Purpose payment condition surveys are carried out either through the visual assessment or visual surveys or through the testing results. So if you are carried out the condition survey through visual assessments, then you need to collect all the data mentioned in the appendix 1 and performa 1. And if you need to the actual measurements through the testing, then you collect the data as per the appendix 2 or performa 2 as per IRC 82. The rating of the payments will be assigned as per the criteria given in IRC based on the assessed condition of the payments. So these are the performa given in the IRC 82. All these details should be collected. You will see here, we are collecting the details, first of all location, then how much surface area of the cracks are there, how much surface area are affected due to the patchwork, potholes, bleeding, depressions, edge breaking, leveling, showing red depth, and what is the red depth, and how much is the percentage area are affected from the rating. And if there is any issue pertaining to the drainage facilities or drainage condition, the surface shoulder condition, these details have been collected and noted down here. Similarly, now the actual measurements of the distresses have been recorded in performa number 2. And here what is the type of the crack, what is the size, what is the area. So similarly, exercise has been done for patchwork, potholes, bleeding, depression, edge breaking, leveling, showing, etc. And what is the depth of the rating? Also assessed and noted down. So flexible payment evaluation process, starting from what is the need, what are the objective for this evaluation. All payment deteriorates functional, visualized structurally with time, repeated application of vehicle loads, and due to the effect of the climatic parameters. The rate of the deterioration depends on the initial condition, traffic loading, climatic condition, and the parameters. It is necessary to evaluate the functional and structural condition of the payments on periodical basis, and need for maintenance rehabilitation need to be assessed on the basis of the evaluation. And the objective for such type of payment evaluation is to study the performance of payment of different specification over a period of time, to assess the maintenance needs such as patch repair, renewal, resealing, to assess the need for the structural overlay on the distress payments, to check the quality of the construction. So functional performances have been noted down in terms of present servability index or roughness or skid resistance. Uh, so functional performance are related to provide the comfortness, safety, and economical riding surface to the road users. The structural performance are related to the structural soundness and road carrying capability of the payment, and it can be measured in terms of the response of payment to the load application. So these are some of the factors which will affect the structural performance of the payments. Generally, they are the subgrade support, material characteristics, climatic condition, or environment condition, traffic loading, or initial design of payment structure. So these are the for the functional condition. The non-destructive tests are used based on the visual or automated private condition survey vehicles. All the related stresses have been assessed, calculated, and roughness condition survey have been conducted through the network survey vehicle or the bump integrator vehicle, bump integrated vehicle to note down the surface evenness or smoothness, and the details of the skid resistance are also calculated. In case of structural condition assessments, you need to evaluate the deflection through non-destructive tests, either through the Bunker Bam deflection method or falling weight deflection method. You also need to evaluate the layer thickness. If you are carried out the non-destructive, then the ground penetrating radar method can be used, or through the confirmatory tests of the nature of destructive nature. You can calculate the thickness through the test bits or cores. Material characterization are generally obtained through the destructive tests from the test bits or cores. So functional condition assessments, surface defects, bleeding, fatty surface, smooth surface, streaking, hungry, cracks, hairline, alligator, longitudinal, transverse, edge, cracking, shrinkage, reflection. Rutting, corrugations, shoving, layered slippage, shallow depression, and settlement and upheaval. Stripping, loss of aggregates, traveling, potholes, edge breaking. All these details have been collected. So these are some of the details of the surface defects as per their severity. So first, this slide will give the details about the bleeding of fatty surface. So you will see here is a low severity when the affected area is less than 5 square meter and the total area of the surface is less than 1%. And if it is restricted to only one specific lanes only. If the distress are taking place along the wheel path and confined to entire lane, having the surface area ranging from 1% to 5%, then the severity level is medium. Otherwise, if it is more than 5% area, then it is having the extensive severity. Severity level for the smooth surface have been defined in terms of the skid resistance number. If it is less than 30, then it is a low severity. If it is 30 to 40, then it is a medium. And if it is, sorry, it is 30 to 40, then it is medium. And if it is less than 30, then it is the severity level is high. Similarly, for cracks, in case of alligator cracks, the area is less than 1%, and The cracks are isolated and depth and width of the cracks are in the range of 1 to 3 mm. Then the severity level is low. If the cracks are interconnected, depth and width are ranging from the 3 to 6 meter, then they are the medium severity. And if the depth and width is more than 6 mm, then the severity level is high. Similarly, the severity level can be defined for the longitudinal cracking, which is width is less in the range of 1 to 3 mm, then severity level is below 3 to 6 mm, and medium severity level, and it is more than 6 mm, then the severity level is high. On the basis of the severity level, you are think about the treatment technique. You will select the treatment technique. In case of severity level high, then certainly not only you attend the cracks, but you also thought about the overlays to restore the loss of the structural capacity. Besides adding in the structural strength of existing pavement. So similarly, this slide will give the details for the transverse cracks, for the edge crackings. Now come to the deformation. If the rutting is less than the rutting depth is less than 4 to 10 mm, then the severity level for the rutting is low. If it is more than 10 mm, then it is high. And if the rutting depth is more than 20 mm, then your payment is failed. These are the pictures showing the showing. These are the pictures showing the slippage. And these are the picture to showing the settlement and depressions. Although no severity levels have been defined for these two distresses, but certainly if these two distresses are not attended in proper time, then they will lead to the generation of the severe distress in the form of other associated distresses. So it is a fundamental objective that we will not wait for the further deterioration of the payments. As soon as you notice any distress in your payment, immediately put in action to promptly attend the distress and repair it and restore the condition of the payment in good condition. So these are the details about the labeling. So here you will see that there is some losses of the fines and it is only concentrated to the localized area, then the severity level is low. and it is much, it is covered by comparatively more area, and you will see the pores in the surface. Then she will cover the entire lane of the pavement surface, and the area is more than 5%, then the severity level is high. Portholes, you will see the severity level biggest dimension is less than 200 mm. Then the severity level is low. If the depth is more than 25 but less than 50 mm, and the bigger dimension is less than 500 mm, then the severity level is medium. Severity level is said to be higher or high if the depth of porthole is greater than 50 mm and any bigger dimension is more than 500 mm. So this is the network survey vehicle, and these are the rating details. How you can rate your highway depending upon the affected area of distress. So you will see here that if the cracking area is more than 10%, then your highway is in poor condition and rating is 1. If the cracked surface area is 5 to 10%, then rating accordingly you can choose 1.1 to 2 through the leader interpolation. Say if the 7% area is affected, then the rating is 1.5. 7.5. In case of the cracked surface area is 7.5, then the rating is 1.5. Accordingly, you will choose you will assess the rating numbers for different percentage of the affected distressed surface area. If it is less than 5, we can select that this is 2.1, and you will go up to 1. Similarly, for different other distresses, the rating of the highway can be done. After collecting the distress surfaces and considering their weightage into the assessment of final condition of the data, you can assess the what is the rate of the overall rating of the highway. And we have already discussed the rating of the highway is less than 2, it's a trigger for go the maintenance activity in case of national highway and state highway. Besides, in conjunction with the assessment of the roughness, which states that the roughness is more than 4,400 in case of national highway, and in case of state highway it is more than 2,600. In case of urban highway, urban road, it is more than 2,800. So combining these two factors, you can uh, go for the maintenance activity. So these are the detailing for how you can compute the rating for the MDR or ODR or VR village road. And these are the details to calculate the rating for the urban roads. are the serviceability indicators for highways in terms of roughness or distance as per IRC SP 16. These are serviceability indicators for urban roads. In some situations, there is a likelihood of a particular distress falling in one rating category, say good, while some other distress falls in a different rating category, say fair or poor. In order to obtaining or assigning the overall rating in such circumstances, based on an appropriate weightage with regard to the significance of a particular distress, a methodology has been developed and given in Appendix 4 of IRC 82. Apart from the visual survey, functional evaluation of the payment based on the riding quality, deflection, skid resistance should also form the basis for taking the maintenance decision in case of highway under. The statutory indicators for consideration of maintenance and taking appropriate decisions are given in table 5.4 and 5.5. As we can see already just in previous slides, the statutory indicators for level 1, 2, 3, and treat in connection with the stresses as given in table for highway channel respective. So here you will see in appendix 4 corresponding to different types of distresses, their weightage has been given here. So after assessing the affected area multiplied with the weightage, we will calculate the overall rating of the highway, add them and divide them by 8. You will get the overall weighted rating value of the highway. This is an illustration of entire process here. You will see these are the input details. This column will give the values in terms of effective surface area on account of different types of stresses, and these are the ratings calculated in accordance with table number 5.1 for the national highway. Similarly, you can use the table number 5.1 for state highway and 5.3 for the urban roads and 5.2 for the MDR or village roads. So these are the ratings and these are the weightage given in appendix 4. Multiply these two values in these two columns and get the results, adding them and multiply by 8, you get the final rating. If it is 1.3, then you can say that it is poor to fair. These are some of the details given in the annex E of the contract EPC or BOT or the HAM agreements, that what is the trigger intervals for the contractors going for the to maintain the highways during the defect liability period, how they will respond to the distresses. So these are some of the details. So these details may also be kept in mind, and accordingly the field engineers will give the instructions to the contractors that they should maintain the highway during the defect liability period as per the details given the annex E of the agreement. Schedule E. So by this, we can end the today's lecture, and on another day, I think on 4th, We will go for the remaining. We will cover the remaining topics of the maintenance of highways. Thank you very much to all the participants. And if they have any question, then they may ask. I presume that there is no question at the moment, but
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is AK Singh speaking from NHIDCL, Nagaland.
हाँ बोलिए.
Ji, sir. Actually, we are witnessing here long spell of rainfall. In this year, 2022, rains started in January also, sir, 10th January. And still it is continuing. Means 2-3 days ago, till 2-3 days back, it was raining, sir. So in such case, we are very much in difficulty to execute the bituminous works. And this is our work is DBM and BC. So, what may be the alternative, sir? We are hard pressed against time to execute the bituminous work, and you see, rains are not incorporated in the extension of time, and we have to do bituminous works in non-rainy period only, and we see that there is long spell of rains. In such case, it is a critical condition. In case of cold mix, my question is primarily regarding, can we go in for cold mix in case of heavy traffic also?
You can use the cold mix also, but at the moment we have no specification for using the cold mix in the DBM or BC. This is the problem, but internationally it is available. If you are following the international codes, then you certainly provide them. And I have the apprehension that you are speaking that the rainfall are ongoing from the January to till date November, and you will not get a 15 days dry period for the constructing the DBM or BC. I think
Yeah,
this is not
till
correct.
October.
This
It
is
was
not
it
correct.
was till October,
Then
sir.
you will get at least 15 days dry period to construct the roads. And if this is the situation happening that out of 12 months, you are encountered the rain with for the 10 months, then there is no need to provide the bituminous payments there. You follow the concrete payments. What is the issue in the concrete payments?
Oh, in case of concrete pavement, there may be sometimes issue because hill roads are subjected to landslide and somewhere sinking area also. So in case of bituminous pavement,
In Nagaland, except some stretches, there is no such issue of the landslides. Only there are some stretches are affected from the landslides.
yeah.
Most of the length of the highways in Nagaland are not affected from landslide.
Yeah, but actually that methodology is selected, no, sir. So it is difficult to change frequently. So that is the thing.
There is no other methodology. No? There are two types of mixes only: cold mix or hot mix. Hot mix are never used in the rainy season. It will require at least 15 days dry spell to apply it. And cold mix are certainly used in the rainy season. There is no harm, but you need to have a cold mix specification for DBM and BC. At the moment, we don't have any specification.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, I presume that there is no question, and if still feel participants feels there is any question, they can write to the IHE, and we will certainly give the reply to all such questions asked by the participants. Thank you very much.
Okay,
This
sir.
may
Thank you
end the
very much. Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for sharing your presentation as well your experience with the participants. And I think that the participant will get the benefited from your lecture, sir. Now, Neeraj, please finish the meeting right now. If the participant have any question, they can write to IAG and we will send the reply by taking from
Yes, sir.
our faculty, sir.